second round of Grand Chess Tour, which is being held right now in Romania, and we have a battle of two youngsters, Alireza Firouzja and Nodirbek Abdusattorov. d4, d5, c4, c6, and now we probably face the most boring chess opening that exists after d4, which is Exchange Slav. You know, it's known to be a draw opening, but as we'll see, it can be sometimes be spicy, wild, and absolutely mind-blowing. Bishop d7, knight e3, a6, bishop e2, e6, knight f3, developing all our pieces, and these pieces don't look, very good, like a good setup, because it doesn't look active, it doesn't look passive, it's like in the middle, and of course, white have slight advantage, and they will try to, kind of expand it. Queen b6, a3, and now the idea is that after queen b2, that's actually a trap, because knight a4, this pawn was actually technically protected, because after knight a4, this queen is trapped, no place to go on b file, every square is blocked here around the queen, so queen b2 cannot be played, rook fc8, knight a4, queen a7, and here, queen on a7 doesn't look good. And again, computer says queen d8 is another option, but again, queen a7 is not bad as well, not allowing knight c5 for now. And b4. Now at some point Alireza wants to go for this knight c5, maybe place knight to e5, maybe play queen b3, rook c1, go this way. Actually, it's very common, queen b3, knight f4. Right now the point is, let's say knight f5 would have been played, there is actually takes, let's say takes, knight d2, and white lose in exchange, so you gotta be very careful when trading your pieces, because some of the beginners would say, alright, I'll probably trade some knights, bishops of the board and play knight e5, but it doesn't work. Bishop d3, queen b7, takes, and now knight d2, and it turns out there are huge troubles with this e4 pawn, and according to computer the best move would have been knight a7, and then try to basically attack this knight on a4 and at the same time protect this pawn on e4 with the queen. But b5 was played instead, and now after knight c3, actually knight c3 is not the best move here, because after knight c5 it says that white will have had a better advantage, bishop c5 let's say, and now not he takes c5, again, move that deserves some attention, because again knight e4, knight d6 at some point, but instead b takes c5 and then e5 and bishop h2, and it should be fine for white. But Alireza went back, knight c3, now he's threatening this pawn on e4, and Nodirbek plays a huge mistake, a5. Basically he has one weakness already, and according to computer f5 should have been played, but again, f5, computer says f3, but I would have been afraid of some d5 at some point, because it's actually a bit unpleasant to play here. But f3 turns out to be, a more stronger move, but after e takes f3, let's say knight f3, I can't really say that, black have any immediate troubles, because again this pawn cannot be attacked, knight g5, can be met even with bishop g5 and nothing works for white. But Nodirbek played a5, and now he has this weakness, and this pawn is of course taken, but now he was like, okay, I'll take this, but rook a6 was played. Why this move was bad? Actually because of bishop d6, and the idea of bishop d6, we're threatening to take here. If b takes a3, let's say, there is bishop e7, knight e7, and knight d6 win in exchange, and then win pawn on a3 back. If let's say something else, rook a3 again just takes on e7, knight d6, so all the ideas, and of course bishop d6, knight d6 win the exchange again. Computer says queen a7, but again a takes b4, and white are completely fine. That didn't happen, rook a6 was played instead, and after knight c5 white have a huge advantage due to the extra pawn. Bishop c5, b takes c5, and now e5, Nodirbek is trying to kind of make things more interesting, but Alireza just takes another pawn, bishop e6, queen b2, b4, now knight d4, threatening knight d6, rook b8, a4, and now b3, creating strong passed pawn. but that doesn't happen. Knight d6, queen a7, threaten opponent c5, rook c1. Computer says it's a mistake. According to computer, queen c3 is a much stronger move, you know, protecting this, keeping an eye on this pawn still. So, but okay, Alireza chose the most reliable way. You know, he still blocks this pawn with this queen, and it's understandable why this move is a mistake, because at some point, you know, queen can't move because of b2 fork. Let's say this, or something, let's say this, and b2, and you know, we'll lose one of the rooks, and white are losing. Rook b4, and now e4, you know, protecting the bishop, knight d4, bishop b3, again protecting this, and after knight c2, you know, position for white is so good that Alireza just took the knight on c2, which is a brilliant move, and that's what you see on the thumbnail. We take c2, queen c2, and you know, this pawn is so strong that it will eventually promote. Queen d7, bishop d2, rook b8, f4, threatening f5, and you know, Nodirbek decided to go for the sacrifice. He took, queen c3, trying to trade, and after queen g4, king f2, rook c6, trying to maybe take the pawn, knight f5. Nodirbek admitted his loss and resigned, because basically no way to protect everything. So again, knight e7 fork has been thrown, let's say king h8 is being played, and then there is just simple rook g1, and according to computers, this is one of the best moves in this position. Imagine that in this position the best move is this. Of course, queen g1 is sacrificed, but let's say queen h5, there is simple rook g7, there is even e6, everything wins right away on the spot. So Nodirbek decided not to play on here, and Alireza struck back after a loss in the first round against Fabiana Caruana. Fabian Gukic are two leaders of the tournament. We have Nodirbek playing against Fabi today, Maxim Vasiliograf playing against Alireza Firouzja, Gukic against Prague, the battle of two Indian youngsters, and you know, the battle of two veterans, Anish Giri and Jan Nepomniachtchi. So let's see what happens. I hope you enjoyed. See you tomorrow in the next recap. Bye bye.